I wanted to talk about this mainly because I think over the last, and Henry, you actually don't even know this yet, but I've been going through a bit of not even a bit, a major paradigm shift over the last, I would say, month or two. Not in any way that's going to change the content of what we're doing necessarily, not anything like that. Just a paradigm shift for how I approach content creation and how I approach just using my own voice. And I realized that over the last several years, not since the very beginning of Absurdity, but just over, I would say probably since 2018, early 2018. I think somewhere along the way, given the amount of knowledge I had with podcasting and content and the demand that was created by that knowledge and by my accessibility, I think I started to become entitled and a little bit angry. And it started to feel like every time someone came to me and asked me for advice, or it just felt like I was owed something for the amount of work that I did, and people would come to ask me questions and not give. And so I felt like I was owed something. And what that did was created A, resentment, and B, a monetization strategy on this show and across my content that really wasn't, that was just more of a give me rather than a what can I give you. And I know that to be true, not because of what I offered. I know it to be true because of what I actually was able to deliver. And there's a lot of bonus content that I was never able to actually deliver. There was a lot of things that fell through. And it was always doomed to fail when I came at it from that perspective. And over the last month or so, I've really been going through a paradigm shift. And as I've been looking at, new opportunities that have come my way as well, just in general. And I realized that I really do want to return to being a more generous person, a generous content creator, and a generous, I guess, influencer, if you want to put it that way. But, and so that's why actually, Henry, when we were talking about episode ideas, that's why I suggested this to you, was right alongside that paradigm shift, because what I want to do is help listeners of this show figure out, hey, how can I use my voice or my platform or my influence effectively? And you don't actually have to have a big platform or following, I think, to do that. But for me, and I can tell you this right now as proof of this idea, I've actually disabled the advertising. There's you can literally turn it on or off on our hosting platform that allows for, if you've heard ads that are like not normal Adventist ads, it's because of a ad sales platform that our podcast host offers. And I disabled that earlier this week. And once a couple of contracts for for some of our advertisers run out, I plan to not run another ad on this show ever again. Because I want to give this content. And if there are people that do want to donate in response to the content that they're receiving because they see value in it, that's worth paying or whatever, obviously, there will be, when I can, bonus content, and there will be, extras, maybe a video version of the show or whatever, or early access. But ultimately, I want to go back to the purity of what this podcast has always, or was and is. And I want to make more space for generosity and just to give without feeling entitled to something in return. Because honestly, anyone taking the time to listen, and Henry, you taking the time to be on the show with me, that means more, and it always should mean more than literally anything else. And I think I finally kind of recaptured that in my love for this. So I just wanted to open with that. I know we just kind of jumped right in there, but that's what I meant by I get to be transparent here. So we're talking.
And folks, that transparency and that heart is exactly how you influence people correctly. So thank you for listening to Absurdity this week. We hope that this has been enjoyable to you.
It's just a short episode. We're also saving you time. We really value your time.
This is for the 5 minutes drive you have from your house or your apartment complex or whatever to work. We're getting complaints that these were too long, so there's your 5 minute nugget for the day. It's called Absurd Nuggets.
Absurd Nuggets.
Absurd Nuggets. It's a new series starting just today. And
ending today.
Ending like a bad McDonald's nugget. Anyway, so no, first of all jokes aside, first of all, thank you for that transparency, man.